How's it going, everybody? Woodcarving Man here. So today we're going to do a complete carving session of Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. So we're going to grab a whittling jack, a focuser finisher knife, and adjustable chisel set from Flex Cut. I'm going to be using mainly U chisels and V chisels for this carving. Also a strap to keep your knife sharp and a glove to keep your hands safe. All right, let's do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is start roughing out the head. Make my first initial cuts off the top. Then I'm going to do a stop cut around his neck and just start working around and shaping. Next thing we'll do is do a stop cut right above his eyebrow. And then once we're done with that, we'll just start working toward that stop cut. Just taking our time, not rushing it, making sure our tools are sharp so we don't have to press in too hard. Next, we'll just continue to shape the face, just slowly shaping the face. Again, not rushing it. If your tools are sharp, you do not have to add a ton of pressure. You just want a little bit of pressure. A lot of times I use a paring cut. This is a paring cut, and also a push cut. Just stop cut right above the ear there, and use that paring cut to get what I want. Then we're just going to start shaping the back, start roughing out the back. I am using a small detail knife to do this. Typically when you're doing rough out, you don't have to use such a small knife. I just was comfortable with this at the moment and I just kept using it. Again, you're going to want to apply that stop cut to where you're roughing out. So bottom of the neck there, I apply my stop cut and then I just start making my cuts toward that. You don't want to pry, you want to apply the stop cut, make the cut, and then it should fall right out. Now we're going to be using a U chisel to shape the ears. This is a wider U chisel to shape where my eyes are going to be and start to bring the nose into play. Again, you don't want to apply a ton of pressure. Just take your time. Nice clean cuts. Make sure you do that stop cut around the nose. Hop over to the smaller U chisel, clean it up a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my stop cut where the mouth is all the way around, and then I'm just going to start slowly working at it. Now we're going to start working at the teeth. These are real small and real delicate, so just take your time. There is no rush. And work around these little teeth slowly. This is a Coolio engraver. They so generously sent this to me a couple months ago. This works great for cleaning out the burrs around the small teeth that you do. And just doing some general shaping. Now we're going to go ahead and do the stop cut around the eyes. I did have to redraw the eyes on there real quick. We'll do that stop cut around both eyes, and then we'll just start shaping away at the eyes. Start working on the neck again. Now we're getting a little bit more character to his face, his chin below. Just doing some rough out around his neck. As I'm working on the carving, I usually rotate all around and work on random spots. I generally don't stick in one area for long, but if you're doing it, you can do the direct opposite. If you want to just stay in one spot and finish it, that is entirely up to you. For me, moving all around is a better process because it allows me just to continuously shape the whole carving all at once. Now we're just working on the back of the hair here. Using my trusty whittling jack. And go ahead and U-chisel away up at his hair. Start to give more character in the hair, create more shape. We're gonna just work our way around the sides of the hair and the back and just get that shape going. Real good shape for his hair. Again, I am carving toward myself, but I am wearing a heavy-duty leather vest. I do not recommend carving toward yourself unless you also are wearing a heavy-duty leather vest. Wouldn't want you to cut yourself. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Coolio engraver again and go ahead and clean out the burrs in the eyes and around the face here. Just get a little cleanup work done. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab my trusty V-chisel and start working on his hair with a V-chisel, adding a little bit more character to his head of hair. Go ahead and work our way around to the back. Just take our time and apply that character. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of 220 grit sandpaper and just give him a light dusting around his face in the areas I've finished up. Clean some of those burrs off and just give it a nice polished look. Not too much sanding, just a little bit. Generally, basswood is real soft and easy to sand, so you don't have to go crazy. Starting to get a little bit more life in his face. Next, we'll grab our trusty engraver again, do a little bit more touch up around the teeth. I didn't really care for how they were looking, so I grabbed that and started cleaning around his teeth and nose a little bit, just to give him a little bit more polish. Next, we're going to go work on the body, start working on the arms. Create the contrast of his t-shirt, which again we'll apply a stop cut and just start working toward that stop cut. not prying, cutting, and then carving toward it. Using a push cut here, stop cut, and then push cut, and then another stop cut. Arm's starting to look a lot better. Starting to carve out the detail here a little bit. Creating little fingers, using our little detail knife here so we don't take off too much, and just taking our time. Both sides are starting to look real good. Continuing to detail around the arms. Remember, when you're carving, there is no rush. You do not need to rush. You don't need to push yourself. Generally, I tend to do a lot of projects during the week, but I've been doing it for a while and I'm just a little crazy like that. Now we're going to go ahead and start carving out the feet and the shirt here. Kind of bounce all over the place. Next, we're going to go ahead and take that 220 grit and just give them a nice sand all the way around, clean up all the burrs, make it nice and smooth. Now we're going to go ahead and take my trusty wood burner and go ahead and start wood burning in all the detail. A lot of people don't do wood burning with their wood carvings. Personally, I like to do it because when you go ahead and paint, I think it adds a little bit more depth and contrast to the painting. There are different methods and ways, and this is just how I do it. First eye done. Temp's a little high on the wood burner. Then we're going to go ahead and wood burn some eyebrows in. Go ahead and wood burn in his iris. Start working on the other side here. Then we're going to go ahead and start wood burning in the inside of his mouth here. To add a little bit more contrast and character. Again, this is not something that you have to do if you just want to paint and not wood burn. That is an option. And we're going to go ahead and wood burn in these teeth. Create a little bit more depth and contrast. Next, we're going to start working on the t-shirt and the lower body. Create that neckline. Start working on the shoes and where the legs separate from the shoes to the shorts. And we're going to go ahead and wood burn in where I use that V-chisel for his hair. Next, I'm going to go ahead and write the label back on his t-shirt, and we're going to go ahead and wood burn in those letters. All right, wood burning all completed, so on to painting. Right now, to his face, I'm just applying a little bit of linseed oil, and I'll also do the linseed oil on the arms. I am not going to paint the color in the face. We're just going to go ahead and leave the wood natural and give it a shine with this linseed oil. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the teeth. For paint, I use acrylic-based paints, and I get most of my supplies from Michael's. I'm going to go ahead and add detail to the eyes, and a little bit of brace action for his teeth. And apply some color to his gum and get some color on his hair. Put a nice gray on his t-shirt. And have the details on the logo all painted in. Finish painting his shorts. Get a little color on his shoes and add some laces, and there you have it. Butthead wood carving complete. Alright, Butthead is all finished up. Thank you everybody for your likes, comments, and follows. If you like my content, please follow me on YouTube, The Woodcarving Man, TikTok, Woodcarving Man, and Instagram, Woodcarving Man. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.